أنتم الذين بالمسيح تمتم المسيح قد لبستم Hallelujah. Hello again. If you want to hear something very touching, listen to Feiruz's song El Quds, El Quds. O Jerusalem, O Jerusalem. It makes you want to cry. Our choir, our Byzantine choir at St. George in Montreal used to sing it on Holy Friday and other occasions, and it's just so touching about the Holy Land. If you get a chance, get that CD by Feiruz. Maybe we should talk a little bit about Lebanon, since we're in the Middle East. The land of my forebears. There was two groups that went to Lebanon from Montreal this year, and I've been in touch with some of them. And one of the young men said to me, "Wow, the people are so great and wonderful, but Lebanon is chaotic, is in a mess, economically, politically." Lebanon, oh Lebanon, I once wrote a poem. Lebanon, oh Lebanon, the song of my mother. The most beautiful country in the world. The place of the ancient cedar tree that Solomon exalted when he built the temple. The birthplace of Khalil Gibran, Mikhail Naimi, Antony Bashir, Philip Saliba, many of our great hierarchs and Antiochian saints. Lebanon is known for its hospitality, and for years it was called the Paris of the Middle East, until that tragic war, that uncivil war. And during that period, by the way, while we were in Montreal, we received thousands and thousands of refugees. And as a result of that, we were able to bring orphan children and unite parentless kids to parents who were seeking children. But one of the problems that remains in Lebanon is its constitutional religiosity. That everything is done according to religious affiliation. Even when we adopted children, we had to make sure that the children went to Orthodox parents. There's no such thing today yet of a civil marriage. The government is aligned according to religious affiliation. It's not who's the best man or woman to run the country. It depends if you're Maronite, Sunni, Shiite, Orthodox. And what a way to run a country. it, in modern terms, it stagnates the development of that country. So many Lebanese businessmen and women have their children outside of Lebanon studying and working. And yet there's lots of young people in Lebanon, but there's also a large unemployment. And of course they blame people coming from Syria to take their places, or the Syrian refugees. And that's another issue in Lebanon. They have now Palestinian camps, Syrian camps, Iraqi camps. And God knows who's governing these camps. Lebanon, oh Lebanon, that has been the crossroad where peoples of the West came and penetrated the culture. And in many ways, and I don't ever think I don't love my Lebanon. In fact, the first time I went to Lebanon in 1966, I kissed the ground and I fought my way to go to Biskinta and to Zahli, the birthplace of my grandparents, and Antony. But there's something inherently wrong with the whole political system. And it hurts my heart to see this beautiful country. You know that Western Christians entered into Lebanon. And yes, they did a great many educational facilities and so forth. But at the same time, our people were raised in two different distinct cultures. They're born and raised in Lebanon, and they would go to Jesuit or Dominican or Presbyterian schools so that they were culturally influenced. I kind of think it bred a kind of cultural schizophrenia. When I first went to Lebanon, everybody was speaking to me in French. And I said to them, "Look, does anybody speak Arabic?" They said, "No, only the slaves speak Arabic. The servants speak Arabic." Metropolitan Audi, a Easter or two ago, thanked all the Sri Lankan and Filipino women for raising Lebanese kids. I have a young lady who grew up in Montreal, Samantha Howick. She said when she would take her kids to the park, she was the only mother. Everyone, all the children were with their nannies. What a complex country. Some don't want to say it belongs to the Arab world, and others say it does belong to the Arab world. Some criticize Hezbollah, some say Hezbollah's been good for the country. Some factions, well, you have so many factions in Lebanon. I remember all my life, every trip I made to Lebanon, we met with all the various political leaders. And I remember one political leader, when Metropolitan Philip asked him, "Where is the Lebanese army?" He says, "Our strength is in our weakness." Well, I was really taken back by that. Any country that's a country needs a strong military to enforce its borders and its laws. Lebanon is a country of communities within communities. The hospitality is incredible. The food is unbelievable. The beauty of the country is breathtaking. It's no wonder that poets and prophets came from that part of the world. When you see the sun kissing the Mediterranean as it sinks just into the night. The glory of Lebanon is in its beauty. And yes, it's people. But Lebanon needs a serious reform. A serious political reform where all people are equal and not one religion over another. It's, people say, "Oh, I'm from Barashaya, I'm from Zahli, I'm from Baskinta." They don't say I'm from Lebanon. Even in the United States and Canada, when you ask people, "Where are you from?" instead of saying from Lebanon, they'll say, "Oh, I'm from Rashaya, I'm from Ain Harishi, I'm from Shib'a." Lebanon needs to have some kind of cultural globalization, if you will. Because it's a great country with wonderful people. But it cannot survive in disunity. For future generations to thrive and to build their country, they need to build their country as citizens of the country, regardless of religious affiliation. To secularize the political system in Lebanon, I think, is the most honest way of uniting the peoples of the Lebanon into one people. I know some people think I'm crazy, and I wonder how many calls I'm going to get for making this statement. But nobody loves Lebanon more than I do. When I go there, my heart beats. I leave English and speak Arabic. I embrace it with every ounce of my breath. But I also know the fissures that exist within this country that need to be healed by the country coming together in unity and not on religious particularism, but the unity of a people building a country, and in a country of millions of years, thousands of years, to build it for the future, to be sturdy as the cedars of Lebanon. Pray for Lebanon and the Lebanese people to come together as one people. God bless you. Thank you.